From wild and wonderful southern West Virginia, Mr. Griffith Arises presents ATSBS News. Hey, this is Mr. Griffin, and I saw on the news today about more revelations about Bill Cosby. To be honest, what the reports were saying wasn't really anything new. The only thing new they kind of dug up now is that at least one incident, he paid a woman to keep quiet so that Camille wouldn't find out. Which, you know what? I don't know why that's such a revelation. There ain't a married man that has cheated on his wife in the world. They just didn't have the Bill Cosby money and everything, and star and fame and all that. There ain't a man on this earth that hasn't tried to do that, to keep whoever they sticking their dick in on the side quiet in some way, whether they mutually agree to stay quiet or whether he has to pay them off or whatever. There ain't a man on this earth that's cheated on his wife that hasn't done that. But they're making this whole narrative. Now, I said I have backed off of supporting Bill Cosby, which I have. I have stopped short, however, of calling him a rapist because it hasn't been proven. I'm sorry. You can throw the drug thing all up in my face all you want. But here's the thing. How many of you listening to this right now have gone out and bought some Coke 45 or any 40 ounce of your favorite beer or liquor and got some weed from somewhere to bring out the split with your girl before you two fuck? Got news for you. Beer, alcohol, whatever you want to call it, and weed, they're drugs. Sorry to break it to some of y'all, but they're drugs. And what Bill Cosby did was not unusual. Now, all they have proven is that he said he had purchased these drugs for the purpose of having sex. He never said that he drugged them unknowingly. Now, I will say that Cosby did slip up when they asked him, did you actually get consent from this woman before having sex with her? And he said, I don't know. Yeah, he fucked up there. He'd have been better off just saying yes or something, or not even saying anything at all. But this tells me more than ever, even if Cosby even raped, I mean, if he did rape one of them, because there's no way in hell. I said this even in the barbershop while I was getting my hair cut yesterday. I was like, okay, even if Cosby is guilty and is a rapist, you trying to tell me that a black man, and yes, I'm going ahead with the so-called race card again. Y'all don't like it, kiss my ass, you can unsub. There is no way any man on this earth, let alone a black man, is going to get away with raping that many women, and the majority of them are white women, and none of them say nothing for 20, 30, 40, even 50 years until now? You're trying to tell me there ain't something coordinated right now? There ain't some bigger conspiracy on this? Even if he's guilty of raping one. If he is guilty of raping any of them, so be it. He's a punk-ass rapist. However, you're trying to tell me this ain't bigger than that? And none of these women come forward. They say, oh, how powerful. Ain't no white woman on earth ever been afraid to rat out on a black man. You have a kid named Emmett Till. I realize it was back during Jim Crow and all that. But he got killed. A 14-year-old boy got killed for whistling at a white woman. You got that black woman who I am going to do a future video on down in Texas. Went down to Texas just to find the future. Got pulled over for an illegal traffic turn or something. She got thrown in jail, and next thing they cops say, oh, she committed suicide. When there was no hints that she was suicidal. You try to tell me, and this is even bigger than even racist motives. This is about just destroying a man's legacy. Because if they really wanted to put the kibosh on Bill Cosby, they could have did this years ago. Because some of these stories have been around since at least the 80s. And NBC knew about some of these stories. The reason they didn't is because the Cosby Show was making too much money. And you got to admit, even though I'm not a backer of Bill Cosby anymore, I will admit, that man has pissed some people off. Because originally with the Cosby Show, his character, Heathcliff Huxtable, was supposed to be a pickup trash person. While his wife was supposed to be the home wife, Claire Huxtable, Miss Felicia Rashad, was supposed to be just the home wife. Bill Cosby was like, no, this is my show. This is how it's going to go down. And at the time, NBC really couldn't say too much because they didn't have shit. They were about to go under. So they just kissed ass reluctantly and let Cosby do his show. And basically, his show, along with a couple of others, I'll give credit, his spinoff, A Different World, Family Ties, and Cheers, I'd say those 4 shows at that time literally saved that network. The Cosby Show being the chief among them. Saved that network. But you could better believe they kept those stories in line and in mind in case. And once Bill Cosby, got too big for his britches, or once he got to that age that they figured they could get him, bam, this shit comes out. And now they're trying to get Camille to turn on him. They're more or less, they're not coming out and openly criticizing her, but they're more or less trying to suggest she's dumb for staying with Bill Cosby. I didn't see the media go after Hillary Clinton this hard. And nobody's throwing Stephen Collins under the bus, and they got an audio tape confession of him molesting a 12-year-old boy. Nobody goes after Woody Allen. In fact, hell, he was honored just a short while ago at some film festival. And no one goes after Roman Polanski, who admitted to raping a 14-year-old girl and then took his punk ass overseas to avoid prosecution for years. I don't even think he's still been charged, even though he's back in the United States, because of the statute of limitations. Media ain't going after any of those guys, but they want everybody to turn on Bill Cosby. Now, black folks, and I've said this in one other video, and this is going to piss people off, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. By channel my video. You same people that want to jump on the bandwagon and say, fuck Bill Cosby, this and that, or laughing because maybe he probably didn't do it, but this is his karma for that pound cake speech. Now let me say this. I didn't like the way Bill did that pound cake speech back in 2004 myself. However, some of what he said was true. And some of you that are hating on Bill Cosby, it's really over that. It's not over the allegations. But y'all support the same type of people that he was talking shit about. He wasn't really talking shit about all black people. He was talking about certain segments of the black community. That quite frankly, these black folks that have grudges against Bill Cosby could give 2 shits about whether he raped a white woman or not, or whether he raped women or not. They're just thinking he's getting this karma because of what they still mad at him for what he said in 2004. At the end of the day, they could care less whether those women were raped or not. I say the same thing on the mainstream media. The media could care less whether he actually raped these women or not. And so do the people in the upper echelon of Hollywood. They could care less whether he was raped or not, whether he raped these women or not. This is about tearing him down, breaking him down, because they got people that you watch every day on the news, in these movies, on TV, you listen to on the radio, you listen to on XM Cyrus, all these types of media that you listen to their music. All these people, almost every last one of them has a skeleton in their closet. Some of them, nothing like what Bill Cosby is accused of. But others, they're just as bad or even worse than what Bill Cosby did or allegedly did. So again, there's too much shady shit going on for me to fully support Bill Cosby. At the same time, until somebody produces a rape report or some kind of rape kit test or something, I'm not going to call him a rapist, because all they've proven is that Bill Cosby is shady. They haven't proven he's a rapist, folks. Giving someone drugs for the purpose of sex without finding out whether he slipped them into their drink unknowingly or he forced them to take it, without finding that out, can you conclusively call him a rapist? You can call him maybe a punk for needing drugs for sex. He should have been able to use his celebrity. Even I've said that. But can you really call him a rapist? I can't, and I won't until that type of proof is out there. This is reminding me so much of the Michael Jackson thing, where he was accused of child molestation, which pretty much it killed him at the end of his life. They still go on about Ray Rice, and Ray Rice's charges were actually dropped. May I remind you, folks. And may I also remind you, Janae Rice was also arrested, and I'm assuming her charges were dropped too. Janae Rice's charge was also charged that night for domestic violence and creating a disturbance. But the media doesn't talk about that, do they? And you wonder why I still bring up race, and you wonder why I'm always suspicious when it involves a black person. But if I had to be perfectly honest, this isn't looking too good for Bill Cosby. Not good at all. No matter whose side you on. Anyway, that's this edition of ATSBS News. I'm out. This is Mr. Griffith Arises.